And now for something completely different. We are at Eagles Peak Motor Park for my first ever race in Wreckfest. It's currently on sale at CD Keys for less than the price of a couple of pints, so I thought, why not? Let's give it a whirl. But I suspect this is going to be one big culture shock for me. I'm used to the hardcore sims, but I guess that everything I've learnt in iRacing, Race Room and Assetto Corsa Competizione, I've just got to tear up and bin it, which I suspect is what I'm going to do on track very, very shortly. We've already had one big nudge from behind before the jump. Now we've got an even bigger one, and it spun us right the way around. So we're at the back of the pack already, but to be fair, that was cleaner than some starts I've had on iRacing. Right, let's check out a replay of the start. We're in the number 68 Stars and Stripes car, which is the only one available to pick when you first start the game. It's called Rocket, but it really doesn't live up to its name if that start was anything to go by. Very sluggish compared to some of the other cars. That was our first contact just before we hit the jump, but we managed to land it okay. However, we're going to get another nudge there, or an even bigger one, which spins us right the way around. So out of 24 cars on track, we're in 21st. A few of them went lawn mowing off to the left, so we have gained a few positions as we get ready for lift-off on the biggest jump of the lap. But it certainly wasn't the tidiest of landings. We've gone through a load of tyres, and that's cost us at least one position, although the car in front getting a little bit sideways through that corner. I think we're side by side now. We're just about holding on to 21st, but we've got that car on the inside, and now we've got a long run to another jump. Oh, look at the pace that he's got. He's flown away. Oh, and look at the air time he's got. Oh, and meanwhile, we've been completely poleaxed. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, there are some figure of 8 sections on this track, and we just got T-boned into another round there. Yeah, talk about coming out of nowhere. We got completely walloped there, and I tell you what, I'm using the Thrustmaster TX wheel, and it went into overdrive after that hit. Almost broke my wrists. Right, what can we do from here? We're almost halfway through the race already. I've only selected a 3-lap race just to bend me in gently, but we are gaining on a couple of cars now. We've actually gone past one who was in the fence over on the left, and we get some good airtime, almost clearing that car in front completely. Luckily, we just land to the right of him, but it has given us the inside line, so now we're going to rub some doors. We did get our noses into 19th position for a fraction of a second, but yeah, this Rocket clearly hasn't got rocket pace because we're being done in big time by those two cars. Look at the extra speed they've got as we lift off again. And I'm half considering letting go of my wheel here after the last lap. Thankfully, we didn't get clobbered this time. But we're still down in 20th position. We are closing in on 19th now, but we're about to start the final lap of the race. And it looks like there's some shenanigans in T1. Lots of cars getting tangled up, so that has closed the pack right together. We're still in 19th as we take the first jump of the last lap, and look at the debris flying into the air as all the cars land. That looks fantastic. There's a few going out wide. That van ahead is taking down the scenery as he goes, and there's more mayhem. This time right in front of us, but we've managed to bash our way through. We're up to 18th. And there's a bunch of cars in front of us. If we can just stick with them, let's floor it over this big jump, and then we'll try and get closer to them, but we've been overtaken in midair. That car in front has just jumped right over us. I didn't think he was going to hold the landing, and sure enough, he spun right into our path. We helped him on his way and even got a little reward for a spin out. Well, this is complete chaos. I wasn't expecting anything else, but I can't wait to see the replay of that overhead pass. We'll check that out once we've crossed the line, but for now we've still got a couple of corners to go, and we might still be able to get a couple of places because there's more cars spinning out on the left, and yeah, we've got underneath them all. We're into 16th, and we're going to cross the line to finish our first ever Wreckfest experience, 16th out of 24. Well, it was only a 3-lapper, but those were 3 of the most entertaining laps I think I've ever driven. Let's go back and check out some replays to see what went down on that final lap and a half. We first tried to make this pass up the inside, but were just caught short on speed. And although we weren't able to get past either of those two cars, thankfully a bit further ahead, this van was causing absolute mayhem all over the place here, and then he runs out wide. In fact, he's gone really wide. That is the widest line you'll see all day. But he's going to rejoin at the beginning of the start-finish straight, and luckily for us, these 3 are going to get tangled up and career into the concrete wall, because that's what closes the pack together. You can just see us at the back of the shot. And then a couple of corners later, watch this green and yellow car who was just in front of us. He was all over the place. And that's not going to be helped by even more contact with that Beetle there. He almost loses it, and then the rear does step out. He's trying to save it, crashes into the rest of us. We managed to get through. And that all led up to the overtake of the race. This orange and black car, who we actually nudged off there. Well, he's got Mean Machine written on the car, and I think he's earned that moniker because look at this pass. He floors it, times the jump to perfection, and then clears us and lands it. Fantastic stuff, and yeah, really fun this race. I've had my eye on this game for a while. I always thought it would be the perfect antidote, the ideal contrast to the ultra serious world of proper sim racing, and I think this is going to be a few quid well spent. If you've enjoyed watching, please do let me know if you'd like to see some more Wreckfest content on the channel. And if you're an experienced player in the game, maybe you can give me a few tips what I can do in it to really maximise my enjoyment. Hopefully we'll see a few more overtakes like this one. Absolutely brilliant. A fantastic combination of carnage and mayhem.